All right. Welcome to another post game reaction. Devils lose again. Um, tough game. A little sick, but just wanted to hop on and basically just talk about the fact that yeah, this was I thought close game. I thought this was disappointing. Honestly, I felt like the Devils didn't play their best this game. In a lot of different ways. I mean, they only got 13 shots on goal and um, I think there was just a lot of breakdowns. Also, check if I'm actually live. Sometimes you don't know if you're live or not. There we go. We'll see. I am. All right, cool. Yeah, I thought this game was started off strong, right? I think it was pretty encouraging for them to get a goal really quickly, especially coming from Dougie, who I I've thought and I've said in other videos, like or the last video, that he really has to get more on the board, and even just like generating chances, like offensive chances, is something that I really wanted to see a lot more from him. And I just feel like that's why we got him, right? Like I don't think we expected him to be the stay-at-home defenseman. I don't. That's not as a fan. I didn't really think we brought him in for, so we brought him in to score, and you know luckily he was able to get a goal here. I think it's the first goal since like December 2nd, they said. But overall, like this game. I felt like I will say Rangers did a good job of basically scouting the Devils and finding how to Devils like the key way that the Devils play, and Nico touched on it, and it's like stopping the rush. But also, I feel like when the Devils were in the offensive zone, they really guarded the Flyers really guarded like the house area really well. Now the Devils' go-to is to generate ice a little bit, or like just with like inside the hash, like that area, that zone is where they'd really like to, get to work in the offensive zone. They're not, and I'm like, I want them to change or add more different strategy to the way they generate offense. Like I want the defense to chip in more. I would like more shots from the point and then just rebounds and traffic in front and things like that. Um, but I think right now the way the Devils scout lines, and or at least the goals that they get, a lot of it, or at least the mindset that they approach. Not maybe not so much just like all the goals they've gotten, because like again, like I touched on it when they got that overtime goal against the Lightning. Like Nason was in front and he scored, but Jack Hughes was trying to pass the puck across. It was luck. It was like a lucky chance that it came to Nason. But in, like this game, and even against the Maple Leafs, like and the Panthers, like I think the mentality of the Devils is to get a little too, maybe not fancy, but just like complicated, and again, Sheldon Keefe touched on it in the post game too. He was saying how he just needs to simplify the game. The Devils need to simplify what they're doing, and and I think that that's pretty clear and evident, right? Like they have a good amount of pressure in the offensive zone, and there's so many times where the puck is like fumbling off their stick, and they're trying to look for a certain play. And I mean, I love like the way Jack Hughes plays and the way he uh, really controls the puck in the offensive zone. I mean, he's just incredible in that. Um, but sometimes I get nervous when he's trying too much to find the perfect play, and he's so good at weaving in and out, but just inevitably, just because he's holding on the puck for a while, and then the opponent's like will get sticks in his skating lane and try to poke the puck away, or sometimes the puck just fumbles off a stick, which happens. It's not like on him, but it just happens because you're holding the puck for so long. Inevitably, like you might lose a little control over it. And then that's when other team goes the other way and they get an odd man rush or something like that. And I would just like to see a little bit more of a straightforward offensive pressure. You come in there, pass, shoot, right? And then maybe bring it down low to the dots. And if you have an opportunity to bring it to the slot area, bring it there and shoot it, right? I mean, I feel like they're always trying to find that circle shot. They're always trying to pass it to one of the forwards, one of the wingers on the circles, and they'll get nice little like one timer or a good look, or they'll throw it to like they'll go from the point to the circle, then the circle to like the other side of the crease for a tip in or something like that. And I think that stuff works. It has worked a bunch. I mean, clearly over the course of this season, they've done such a great job doing that. But when teams start to get smart with that and they start to really scout for that and look for it and prevent it and play against that kind of mentality, that's when I feel like the Devils struggle because it's almost like you take away their main weapon and you take away their main way to score, and now it's like they don't really change their strategy sometimes. They don't go, they stop they don't change their strategy. They don't use the points. Maybe, they can change it up and generate stuff from behind the net or whatever. It becomes very like a stalemate, right? And that's I think what's frustrating to me in games like this is like I just like or especially the Florida game, Toronto game, like I don't think they played bad. This game, I don't think they played that well. I know, like in the post game, they're saying the Devils played well. I don't know how. I don't think they played well for like majority of the game. I mean, only putting up 13 shots, and the reason why too. Look, you definitely have to give the Philadelphia Flyers credit. I think they really played well. Like they defended against the Devils really well. Um, but I do think the Devils shot themselves in the foot a bunch of times this game. And I haven't even touched on the goals yet, but just in general, like defensive play, like defensive laps, it's like those decision making moments that cost them goals, or at the very least, like just high danger scoring chances against. And that's something that has to be cleaned up. And it's not even like I don't know if it's like a a skill issue because I don't think it is. I just think this team is very good. Players are good. They have depth for the most part. It's like execution, but also just the mentality right now. The mentality that they're trying to jump ahead in the play. They're trying to, instead of just breaking out of the zone and doing it cleanly. It's like this was touched upon by Sheldon Keefe, but it's like you can't even get a string of three passes together, and that's gets gets to be frustrating because you can't control the puck, you can't control the time on attack, um, and from that too, like I think I've noticed a bunch in these games, even when the Devils win. It's like the Devils play in a way where it's like for some reason they just allow odd man rushes the other way if their offensive strategy doesn't work, right? Like I don't. I mean, sometimes it's like defense, the defense pinching. Sometimes it's just bad judgment plays, not really holding the blue line strong enough, and then puck goes past them. Like they're getting, they're giving up really good prime odd man rushes the other way, and you're putting Markstrom and Jake Allen in tough positions. And I feel bad for Jake Allen. I feel like he hasn't won in at this point, right? 7 games at this point. Coming into it, I think he hasn't won in 6 games, but I can't remember if that's the thing, 6 or 7 games or whatever. And he's played really well, right? Like he makes big stops. I mean, I don't think the goal is this game is at all on him, or meaning like then I don't think there were any soft goals. Um, yeah, I mean, you look at that, and I'll get into it now with that goal with Luke, where Luke Hughes gave up the puck. It's like that's just a pass that I it's tough. I think those are the passes that definitely shouldn't have made it. I think he would even look back and say probably should have made a better decision. Or he should at least just sense that whoever the was Mitchkov was gonna creep up, and he's offensive minded, so he's gonna creep up and try to make that play. But there are times where that pass is made, and the other D man gets it, and we get a shot off, nothing bad happens. And then there are times where what happened happens. It's like the other guy steals it, other team steals it, goes on a breakaway, and they can score. So I don't think it was a good decision, but it's like to me, it's the mentality of the way the Devils are making decisions. Like what was the thought process overall? Like, why aren't they, using the point to and pushing the puck down, down the board, or like, and not the empty net one, but the power play goal or penalty kill goal. But when Brendan Dillon could have pushed the puck forward, right? But he stopped it. He stopped it along the board, and I'm just like, mentally, the thought process was trying to accomplish there. And again, these are NHL players. I'm not trying to like take a dig at them, and in that way, I'm saying just from an overall defensive view here, like it is that's really from a thought process, the decision making that is causing some of these errors. Sorry, I'm just a little sick. Trying to power through, but you know, uh, but quick turnaround tomorrow, and I think they have a chance to really. And Ottawa's a good team. They're no slouch. Like they've got a really great team. I think right now they are. Like they're ahead. I think they're ahead of the Bruins. Oh wow, Bruins came back, so it's 3-2. But Senators are no joke, and quick turnaround again. Another 1:30 game, early game in the day, and I hope you could just take this game, put it behind you, get 2 points tomorrow, and move forward. I felt like this was a game though, and I said in my last post game reaction that I really felt like they should have won this one or needed to win this one in terms of just getting points. Right? These are the games where, not saying Philadelphia's terrible, they're definitely not, and they've been playing a lot better lately, and um, they're climbing up there. But I just feel like you really want these points. It's a close battle. It'll be a close battle down the line, and I think the Devils do have a cushion somewhat, right? But you don't want to just rely on it. Like you don't want to take it for granted, um, in terms of the standings and down the line, down the season. If hopefully they get out of the slump a little bit, and then it's all kind of pretty consistent winning down the line season. We have like what 35 some games remaining, 34. But you don't want this to carry over and be a problem, and go through another slump, because then we would find ourselves, I don't find ourselves fighting to get into the playoffs. I think sometimes it just gets exhausted to have those kind of string of games where you're really fighting to get into the playoffs, and then you finally make it, and you're just kind of emotionally spent from fighting to get in. But on the flip side, sometimes if you are fighting to get into the playoffs, and you are getting yourself in a position where you're playing really well, it kind of carries over in a positive way. Anyway, um, I think, yeah, just kind of this game. I think there's honestly not much more to say. For me, in terms of just how I thought the game played out, I thought Philadelphia did a really good job of scouting how to beat the Devils, and I thought the Devils really beat themselves in a big way in this game with lack of execution, mistakes in their defensive side of the game. Those giveaways and things like that. They didn't control the puck. That's their game. I think their game is speed, the rush, right? Being able to make plays on the rush, and they have they have scorers on their team. They have the ability to score and make plays in the offensive zone, but they have to be able to hold the puck and have that time on attack, which I don't think they did. Um, and I just think also it's a very like fundamental mistakes of not controlling the puck, making good passes, like not having the puck on their stick and and losing it, like in the offensive zone, and then it going the other way or getting cleared out. Like those things are basic, but they really affected, I thought, the overall just the overall pace of the game, Devils were not able to get control. I don't think of any period, to be honest. Like it just didn't seem like I always felt when I was watching this game by like towards the end of the second period, okay, if the Devils gonna win this game, they're gonna squeak by, and it's gonna be because the Flyers are gonna beat themselves. They're gonna give the game away. It just felt like if the Flyers kept playing the way they were playing, even after let's say Hamilton scored his goal, if the Flyers kept playing the way they're playing, they were gonna end up winning it somehow, and it turned out to be that case. But yeah, and the Flyers blocked a lot of shots. Like they're a team playing with that desperation. You know, they're not like that high in the standings just yet, so they're trying to climb their way back up and really fight against good teams. Um, but yeah, I mean, it was a good game by the Flyers. You do have to give them credit, but I just felt like the overall tone or overall the bottom line of this game for me with the Devils was they really didn't do enough for themselves to get themselves a chance to win this game. Um, yeah, just 13 shots on goal is not going to do it, and um, they got to capitalize on the power play too. They were given a little bit of a gift on the first power play, I think, and yeah, they got to capitalize it. Unfortunate that that goal got turned away. Got taken off the board, but I think it was the right call. And yeah, quick turnaround tomorrow, and hopefully they, come out strong and like come out pissed a little bit, right? Um, it's been a couple games now where they are not getting rewarded, I think, properly for well, this game they didn't play that well, but the past couple games I think they definitely deserved 2 points on a bunch of those, and it didn't happen. So this time, next time and tomorrow, hopefully they come out and just really play, really play with a chip on the shoulder, and like I'd really just don't hold it back. Go in and just I'd like to see them dominate the Senators and make it a dominant win, and just that kind of gets the confidence back up with all the players and gets the confidence back up with the team, the morale, because they're heading into Boston after that. And, they're a hard team, so just get a little bit of momentum going, and yeah, hopefully they can pull off a good win and a couple wins here and there moving forward. But we'll see, we'll see. But hey, disappointing, and I think they beat themselves in this one. So yeah, that's my reaction basically.